Hello again, it's Ingrid from BrightMedia, and today we are chattering. I'll start that again.
Can you do glasses again for us, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
If I can just stick, I need press stick, otherwise, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, then that's real teacher stuff.
Okay, we're ready, thanks. 3, 2.
Hello again, it's Ingrid from BrightMedia. Today we are talking to Mr. Lazarus Khumalo, and he is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hi.
That's correct.
Welcome.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much for being part of this. What I'd love to do is to start that all over again.
Okay. All right.
Okay, and
We're ready? Yes, Mike? You should rather say Ingrid, rather not too formal. Hey, don't
okay.
say ma'am. Yeah. Okay.
Ingrid.
Okay, okay.
Lazarus.
First names.
Yes.
Is nicer. Thank you. All right. In 3, 2.
Hi, it's Ingrid again from BrightMedia. Today we are speaking to Lazarus. He is also a teacher and he has come to join us here at BrightMedia. Welcome.
Thank you.
Lazarus, tell us something more about yourself as a teacher.
Okay, I've been in this profession for 20 years now, and I actually specialize in mathematics mostly. And with this great experience in working with the learners, I find that there is a lot that is actually changing within our curriculum and the way we actually teach our learners. You find that this generation that we're taking now is more of digital generation. They've got interest in the ICT. So for you to motivate them, we need to actually go deep into the ICT or the use of the ICT in the classroom.
So we're talking about the use of ICT that motivates learners out there.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and mathematics, for me, my experience of mathematics was the teacher with chalk at the board, and that was it. Tell me, has it changed?
It has changed a lot. Remember, even though we actually want to teach mathematics the way we were actually taught,
Yeah.
but we find that since we are now teaching a new generation, a generation that like ICT, we really need now to change and go to the use of the ICT instead of too much of the chalk and talk.
Okay, not too much of the chalk and talk, more of the ICT.
More of the ICT.
More of the ICT.
More
So
of the
can you
ICT.
tell us in detail what type of ICT you use? Do you use textbooks or do you use, what kind of digital or ICT things are used in your classroom?
Okay, we actually, in my school, we never knew much about the ICT until the introduction of the smartboards by the MEC Panyaza Lusufi. Now, I think it was in 2016, that is when we now experienced the use of the ICT tool in the classroom. We actually use smartboards in our classes, especially grade 11 and grade 12. So that is where you've got the smartboards.
Can you explain to us in detail for some teachers out there who've never used a smartboard before? So there's a board on the screen. What do you do? How does it work for you?
Okay, the smartboard is actually a very powerful tool that you can actually use, because in it you have your textbooks installed.
Right.
And then there are also other tools, mathematical tools that you can actually use within that smartboard. And we also
So it's something more than just the textbook. There's a tool.
It's more than just a textbook, because there are actually tools that you can actually use, like if you want to draw shapes, they are there. And then there's also the cyber school, which is lessons in the form of videos,
Right.
which you can actually play for the learners. Even if you're not there, you can actually, if they are responsible enough,
Yeah.
you can actually ask them to play a video on a particular topic, which they can actually listen and find that the teacher is teaching there and so on. Even myself, it's also there in my laptop, that cyber school. So before I go to class, sometimes I play that video and see how they actually approach a particular topic using the cyber school, and it does assist a lot. It does assist a lot.
So if I understand it right, so you actually can use those cyber school videos to prepare yourself as the teacher
Yes,
before you get into
before
class.
you get into class.
And then you're talking about the learners, maybe if they're responsible, taking and watching those videos
And watching
themselves.
those videos themselves, so they can
Themselves.
actually get different ways of actually approaching a certain concept.
Okay.
So it's a powerful actually tool to use.
And is the content local content or is it international content? We just want to understand more about the cyber school or the video content or the textbooks that you're using.
It may be local, but it may not be local because remember, this is mathematics. Now it depends on the curriculum of maybe other countries and so on. But I guess it should be an international content.
Because mathematics is almost like an international language itself.
Yeah, and then there's also another powerful tool there in the smartboard, which they call the GeoGebra.
Okay.
Where you can actually use it to draw graphs and so on.
Is that almost like the geometry side of the content, or not quite, or graphs?
Yeah, it's mostly you can use it for graphs and other things, but it's a useful tool. Like suppose, like in maths, I want to draw a graph. I just feed the equation into that program, and then it just draws the graph. So that one, what I normally do, since when we actually teach maybe graphs, there are steps that we want our learners to follow. So when I teach that one, then I sometimes I do not draw the graph myself, and then I go and put in the equation into the program. Then the graph is drawn. Then I show them. Can you see it's passing through all those points that I was telling about?
Wow.
So that it makes them interested in the subject, because the smartboard is more into motivating the learners, because these learners, they like ICT. That is why you always find them in their phones and so on, because they're interested there. So if we don't use it, they feel like maybe your subject is boring or so.
Okay, so it makes it exciting.
Yes, very exciting.
That's very exciting.
Yes,
and I know we've talked about the positive side of technology.
Yes.
Is there maybe a negative side for you on the use of technology or digital in the classroom?
Yes. It has got also its challenges. For example, we find that maybe there's no electricity. So it means if you depend too much on it, your lesson on that day won't take place. So like in my school, what we have done, we also put some whiteboards aside, so that if this one is not working, then we can switch to the whiteboard.
Almost like a plan B.
Yes, it's a plan B, like.
Right.
And then sometimes it freezes, so it can consume much of your teaching time.
Okay, so technological hitches are a possibility.
So those are some of the challenges that we can also experience. And then the other one could be, it's actually very powerful again if we use it in conjunction with the tablets. Like this year and last year, our learners did not have tablets, but previously they did have tablets. So when they have got tablets, it is easy for you to transfer the information into their tablets.
Okay, so each individual learner could have a tablet.
Yes, could have a tablet.
And that was in the past though, hey?
Yeah. This time they were not given tablets, and some of them don't have cell phones and so on. And in our school, we have a policy that says learners must not bring cell phones into the school.
Okay.
So that also impacts negatively.
So, because I've asked this question before, because some schools have got like a no cell phones policy, like a red traffic light, and some have got the yellow traffic light, which means cell phones can be used at some time, but not sometimes.
Yes.
And then some are like, okay, learners can have cell phones anytime for anything.
Okay.
So where would you put yourself here?
Maybe we can put ourselves on the yellow one.
So you're more of a yellow.
Yeah, because sometimes some teachers ask them to bring their cell phones, especially looking at maybe what they want to teach, whether those cell phones are going to be used for learning purposes and teaching purposes.
So if the cell phone's used for learning purposes, so that's a
yes, because the policy says no.
Yes.
The school policy, not the classroom policy. The school policy say no cell phones in the school.
Okay.
But then me as a teacher, or maybe on a particular day, I want them to use those phones for learning purposes. So I'll tell them to bring them.
Okay, perfect. So sometimes the school policy could be the red.
Yes.
But the classroom policy could be a yellow.
Then it becomes a yellow one.
I understand.
It works to your advantage.
Excellent.
Yes.
And if you've got a message for other teachers out there about teaching or any kind of message, what would that be?
Like if we look at the whole world now is actually going into technology, ICT. So I will actually advise all my teachers to actually try and learn the use of ICT in the classroom, because even the president was talking about the ICT coming in. Maybe some jobs are going to be lost because of the ICT. So there is no way you can run away from the ICT use now in the classroom. So we really need to actually sit on it and try to improve our skills on the use of the ICT. And then again, maybe they will need to actually maybe do their work with passion. Teaching is just like a calling. Don't expect much money, but at least it's a calling. Just have love for this, for the profession, and love for the kids.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Lazarus, thank you so much. Thanks for being part of the team, and we wish you well with your teaching.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.